Nerves. They're a lot like underwear. Most of us have them. We try not to show them in public, but sometimes we just can't help ourselves. If you're the sort of person who feels nervous just before they give a presentation or some other form of public speaking, it's worth bearing in mind that your stress levels in that moment are going to be as much as 3 times less than they were an hour before. Now, while your stress levels will go up during the presentation itself, they won't reach anything like the heady heights that they were before. So just as you're about to step on stage, remember that you're pretty much on the home straight already. So how do we deal with nerves? There's a pincer approach to this, a 2-pronged attack. Firstly, your body, secondly, your mind. And I'll deal with the body first because it's easier, and if you calm your body, you calm your mind. Firstly, make sure that you've dressed for success. This will make you feel more confident, but crucially, make sure that you're comfortable. Secondly, breathing. Breathe consciously, in through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly. This will regulate your adrenaline. Now, adrenaline in itself is not a bad thing. It helps you deal with problems, but you just don't want to let it run away from you. Thirdly, smile. This tricks the brain, reduces your stress levels, your cortisol, and it boosts your endorphins, your happy hormones. Also, crucially, smiling relaxes your vocal cords, which is obviously good prep for when you're about to give a presentation. Lastly, this one's a little bit contested, but doesn't do any harm. Power poses. Just before you go on stage, do your best Wonder Woman or Mr. Russell impression. Some research has suggested that if you do this for 2 minutes, it will reduce your cortisol levels by as much as 20%. It will boost your adrenaline by as much as 20%. Now, this is contested, doesn't do any harm. If for whatever reason you're not in a position to do your power poses, like you just don't want to look like a bit of a prat, you can steeple your hands. I've talked about this in another video. This boosts confidence. And if you don't want to steeple your hands, if you simply move your neck, move your shoulders, release the tension, that's really good prep as well. So now that we're body confident, moving on to the mind. Firstly, you're feeling nervous. Tell yourself it's not nerves, it's excitement. A lot of top flight athletes do that before a competition. Secondly, envisage your success. It will boost your confidence. It does lots of good things with your hormones. It becomes self-fulfilling. Thirdly, talk through what's about to happen, but with yourself in the third person. So you can bring these 3 things together very simply. You can say, Bob is feeling really excited right now because they're about to go into a meeting with the Secretary of State, as a result of which their presentation is going to lead to putting public speaking on the national curriculum. Something simple as that. It really helps. In your final 10 minutes before you go on stage, you can bring all these things together. One way of doing that is to distract yourself, bizarrely enough. A good way of distracting yourself is to eat. This is a little evolutionary trick, the idea being that when you're running away from a saber-toothed tiger, you wouldn't also be eating. So have something to eat, tricks your mind, makes you realize that you're in a safe space. The other thing you do just before you go on stage is focus on the fact that you'll be speaking a lot more slowly than feels natural. I've talked about this in a couple of other videos. I won't go into it now. But this will make you feel confident because you know that you're going to be getting your message across clearly. And secondly, it's going to make you look confident. Speaking slowly makes you look confident. Your audience will have confidence in you, thereby setting up a positive feedback loop. Closing thoughts, it's really worth remembering, research has shown that an audience will warm more to a speaker who comes across as maybe slightly underconfident than one who comes across as really cocky. So a little bit of nerves, absolutely fine, nothing to worry about.